Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we try to cut through the AI hype. We get real about how teams actually adopt these systems. I'm Adam, your guide today.
And I'm Lana. Today, we're diving into something really crucial but often missed, layered prompting. We'll talk about why that single super prompt idea, it just won't cut it for serious use. And how building prompt stacks is, well, it's key for scalability, for reliability, and, for trust.
Trust, right, that's huge.
It really is. This is where the rubber meets the road for getting AI truly adopted.
Okay, let's unpack that, because you see these amazing AI demos, don't you? Someone types in this perfect prompt and boom, something incredible comes out. It feels like magic.
It really does.
But the reality, and what our research keeps showing, is that those one-off prompts, the ones that look great in a demo, they almost always fall apart in actual real-world workflows.
Exactly, just collapse.
It highlights this huge gap, doesn't it, between a cool proof of concept and something you can actually rely on in a business?
Yeah, a massive gap. It's like designing a simulation where everything works perfectly. But then the real thing can't even get off the ground.
Right.
And think about a common example, like an HR chatbot for employee questions. So many companies start by trying to cram everything, policies, tone, data sources, what to do if it gets stuck into one huge prompt.
Massive block of text.
Yeah, exactly. And what happens? Users, they quickly lose trust. The answers get messy, inconsistent.
Sometimes just plain wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or contradictory. You get those hallucinations because the AI is just, overwhelmed, or it's got conflicting instructions buried in there somewhere. Adoption basically dies if prompts aren't designed like products, with real thought about structure and maintenance.
So if your whole system hangs on this one giant prompt that nobody can really edit easily or scale or even understand fully, you haven't built a tool for the business. You've essentially built a toy.
That's a perfect way to put it. A toy. Fun for a demo, maybe, but useless or even harmful for actual operations where you need consistency and reliability.
And auditability, too, I imagine.
Definitely. That's a big one. And what's really fascinating looking at the research is how prompt engineering has shifted. It started as this tactical craft, right? Just figuring out how to talk to the AI.
Like finding the magic words.
Kind of, yeah. But now it's recognized as a strategic capability. It can literally make or break an AI deployment. The difference between a mediocre AI and a breakthrough one often comes down to how well you design the prompt architecture.
So it's not just about the AI model itself.
Not primarily, no. As one source put it, AI is only as intelligent as the prompts it's provided. Garbage in, garbage out.
That old chestnut. Still true.
It really is.
Yeah.
And think about this. A majority of deployment failures, they don't come from model flaws. They come from misaligned prompts, maybe conflicting goals in that big prompt, or unmanaged hallucination risk, or just big governance gaps.
Gaps you can't really manage with one monolithic instruction set.
Exactly. These are architectural flaws in how we're instructing the AI, not usually flaws in the AI itself. And that really sets the stage for why we need a better approach.
Okay, so if the single prompt is the toy, how do we build the actual tool, the robust, scalable thing we need?
The answer lies in thinking about prompts differently, not as one big command, but more like modular Lego blocks.
Lego blocks, I like that.
Yeah, you can combine them, manage them, optimize them individually. And this brings us to the solution, layered prompting.
Okay, tell me more. What does that look like?
So with layered prompting, we break down the AI's instructions into separate, specialized layers. Think of it like building layers in software. We generally focus on 4 key layers: the system layer, the knowledge layer, the behavior layer, and the tone layer.
Okay.
And the beauty is each layer does one specific job. But when you stack them together, they create this powerful, cohesive structure that guides the AI much more precisely.
That makes a lot of sense. It reminds me, like you said, of software architecture, separating front-end, back-end, database.
Yeah.
Each part does its own thing, but they work together. Is that a fair comparison?
Yeah, it's a great analogy. That core idea, separation of concerns, it applies perfectly here. So let's quickly break down what each layer does. The system layer. That sets the AI's core identity, its main purpose.
Like you are an HR assistant.
Precisely. Its persona, its boundaries, get that wrong, and everything else feels off. Then the knowledge layer. This anchors the AI to specific facts. Your approved data sources, it prevents speculation.
Keeps it grounded in truth.
Right. The behavior layer is about trust. It dictates how the AI acts, when to answer, when to ask for help, when to escalate. Crucial.
Okay.
And finally, the tone layer makes sure the output fits your brand, your audience. Formal, friendly, empathetic, whatever's needed. Put those together properly. That's a product, not just some quick hack.
And this approach, sometimes called prompt layered architecture or PLA, it sounds like it treats prompts as like real components of the software stack,
First-class citizens, exactly.
not just these random one-off commands tucked away somewhere.
Right. It moves beyond that ad hoc stuff. It brings proper engineering discipline to prompt design.
Which suggests these layered prompts should be, what, more manageable.
Absolutely. They're designed from the start to be repeatable, auditable. You can actually check them composable, meaning you can mix and match layers, and scalable. This directly tackles those failures of the single prompt approach. It's not just about asking smarter questions anymore. It's about mastering the subtleties of context, tone, limitations, and importantly, the order of instructions within a structure you can actually manage.
Okay, theory is great, but let's make it concrete.
Yeah.
You mentioned an HR leave policy bot earlier. How did layering help there?
Ah, yes. That bot was a classic case. Started with one huge, messy prompt trying to cover everything. Role, policies, tone, exceptions.
The kitchen sink approach?
Totally. And the results were just what we talked about. Inconsistent answers, confused users, rock-bottom trust.
So what changed?
They systematically moved to a layered stack. For example, the behavior layer wasn't just be helpful. It gave specific escalation logic. If you can't answer confidently from the approved documents, state your limitation politely and refer the user to the #AskHR Slack channel.
So a clear pathway when it's unsure.
Exactly. No guessing. They also modularized tone, ensuring it was always professional and compliant, and scope, defining exactly what it should and shouldn't answer.
And the result wasn't just better answers, but
A measurable jump in usage and user trust. People started actually relying on it because it was predictable.
it either gave the right answer or sent them to the right place.
Precisely. It wasn't hallucinating anymore.
So the lesson is pretty clear then. Layered prompting equals adoption.
That's the core takeaway. This structured approach gives you consistency across different AI tools your organization might build. It cuts error rates, reduces that hallucination risk, and crucially builds executive trust. When leaders see reliable, predictable AI, they support it.
Okay, so we know why layering works, and we've seen an example. Let's dig into the principles that make these prompt stacks effective and scalable. First one, separation of concerns.
Absolutely fundamental. Each layer has one job and only one job.
Don't mix policy details into the tone layer, for instance.
Exactly. If the tone is off, you know where to look. It makes debugging way easier. And that leads right into the next principle, reusability.
So building blocks you can use elsewhere.
Right. You build a solid HR stack. Maybe the system and tone layers can be slightly tweaked and reused for a finance bot. You just swap out the knowledge and maybe adjust the behavior layer.
Huge efficiency gains there.
Massive. And it ensures consistency across your different AI applications.
Then there's governance.
Yeah.
This sounds critical for enterprise use.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in regulated fields. Layering lets you lock down certain layers, maybe the compliance rules in the knowledge or behavior layer.
So some teams can't change those.
Right. They're fixed. But maybe the tone layer is flexible, allowing marketing to adjust it for a campaign, for example. It gives you control and adaptability.
Makes sense. And the last principle.
Iteration. This is key. You have to treat prompts like code, meaning you version them, you track changes, you test them rigorously, like A/B testing different phrasings, you deploy them systematically.
So prompts aren't set it and forget it.
Definitely not. AI systems evolve, models update, requirements change. Your prompts need to keep pace.
Think of prompt stacks like product releases. You don't just ship once and walk away. You update. You refine.
Exactly. Prompt lifecycle management is still, frankly, pretty underdeveloped in a lot of places. But the leading organizations, they're versioning prompts like code, they're running A/B tests, they're tracking prompt-level metrics, latency, cost, accuracy.
Metrics for the prompt itself.
Yes. Because without that data, your AI is a black box. You need to track, test, and govern prompts, just like any other critical system component. This modularity also opens the door to things like autonomous prompt improvement loops, the AI potentially testing and refining its own instructions over time.
Wow, okay.
And that prompt-layered architecture idea formalizes this. It brings versioning, API management, automated testing, real engineering rigor to prompts.
Okay, so prompts as versioned, tested, governed code. That's a powerful shift. Let's bring this down to earth again with our prompt stack of the week.
Okay.
How does this look in practice?
Okay, let's imagine a compliance assistant again, a very common use case. Its system layer might be something like, You are a compliance assistant trained on company standard operating procedures, SOPs. Your goal is accurate information based only on official documentation.
Clear identity, clear goal.
Right. And the knowledge layer, very specific. Use only verified internal documents and policies dated after January 1st, 2023. Do not use external sources. Do not speculate or infer.
Hard guardrails on the information source.
Exactly, anchoring it to truth. Now, the behavior layer. If you cannot provide a confident answer from your knowledge base, politely state this limitation. Escalate the query to the HR team via Slack channel, #AskH, providing the original question, do not guess.
The crucial safety net knows when to stop.
Precisely. Builds trust. And maybe a tone layer. Respond formally, professionally, and clearly. Prioritize accuracy and brevity. Avoid slang, emojis, and casual language.
So it sounds appropriately serious for compliance matters.
Yeah, that matches the context.
Looking at that stack,
Read?
it's incredibly clear, isn't it? You can see exactly what it's supposed to do. It feels auditable.
That's the point. It's transparent, and if something goes wrong, if the tone is off or it tries to answer something, you know exactly which layer needs tweaking.
Much better than digging through one giant paragraph of text.
Night and day. This structure gives precise instructions, boosts reliability, and directly tackles those hallucination problems. It really shows how embedding your specific organizational language, roles, and values into these layers is key for trust and adoption. It's like encoding your rules into the AI. So the bottom line is, if you're rolling out AI in your organization, don't just aim for good prompts. You need to build prompt stacks. They really are the hidden architecture of successful AI adoption.
A really crucial point. Okay, next time on the deep dive, we're going deeper into governance and prompt design. We'll explore how specific policies, permissions, and those guardrails turn AI into something teams can actually trust for the long haul.
Sounds good. And make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, check out our newsletter for the written deep dive with more examples and resources.
And as always, stay human.
And maybe leave you with this thought. The next wave of AI native companies, they won't just be asking, do we have a prompt engineer? They'll be asking deeper questions. What's our prompt governance model? How do we version control our prompt stack? How quickly can we adapt our prompts when models update or business needs change? Heck, it's shifting from just a skill to a core organizational strategy, something to think about.